Aubri's Love Lab, where love comes alive.
So now we're going to play the relationship game where each person gets to decide one thing that they want the other person to work on in the relationship. But we're going to make sure that the other person is blindfolded. So we're going to start with Samaya. Sam, blindfold Rik for me. Okay.
For you, actually.
Come on, babe, I'm all stripped.
So Sam, you are going to choose from these cards what you feel like you want Rik to work on in the relationship.
Okay. Nice. Let me see this card.
See the card? All right. So Rik, when I tell you to, you're going to take your blindfold off and you're going to look at the card in front of you and you're going to tell me where you feel like you fall on that scale, okay?
Okay.
Where do you fall on this scale?
I would probably say about a 7.
7.
Yes.
Okay. So you feel like you're a 7. Sam, why did you choose health and wellness for Rik to work on in the relationship?
My husband loves candy. He likes sweet stuff. He
Okay.
just, even though he's not supposed to eat it all the time.
Okay. Okay.
We actually have been having like a battle everywhere we go. He's like, I'm gonna get some. We went to Lenox Mall the other day, and there's like a candy shop in there, and I had to drag him down the. Like he's just as bad as our kids. Like.
Okay. Would you say that's true, Rik?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have candy binges, but
Okay.
I still feel like I'm in fair shape. So
Okay.
it's not like I just.
My
Big
grandfather,
job.
he knows, my grandfather is diabetic, rest in peace, rest his soul. But like, when I talked to him, he said like he was around late 30s when he started to develop, you know, being diabetic. And for me, I'm so scared of it that I'm like, no more candy, please, no more
Right.
candy, no more sugar, no more all of those things that I kind of feel like I chose that because I want us to work on that together. Like,
You want, as a couple, for you guys to get the sugar under control a little bit so it doesn't transition into a diabetes or a medical issue later on. Right. Do you feel like you understand, or how do you feel about, you know, what she feels related to the candy and the diabetes?
Well, I can understand it. Of course, like being preventive in a lot of aspects of health, I believe in. I do believe in exercising. I believe in eating properly for the most part. That is my vice is the candy, but I understand it's coming from a great place. So yeah, I totally understand. Knocking on the door of 40, so yeah, you know, I gotta.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're healthy and making sure we're just making the best choices. Because you have a Brady Bunch, you have a hive here, Jackson Hive, that we got to make sure that Rik and Samaya are both here and healthy to, you know, take care of and just be there for. Do you have a history of any diabetes or medical things like that in your family history?
It's a few medical flags over there, but diabetes not so much. Well, colon cancer, of course, on my father's side. Breast cancer, pancreatic cancer on my mom's side, but all of my elders kind of developed that later in life, which is another thing I guess I should keep an eye on, you know. So get to live a long, full life.
It sounds like it's coming from a place of love. It sounds like it's coming from a place of just wanting people to be healthy. And it sounds like it's not just you need to stop this. I love how, you know, Sam, you're saying it's something you want to work on collectively and just kind of support each other in that and making sure we're making those stronger choices and those healthier choices. There are also candies that are, you know, less sugar, healthier options.
he hates those.
Okay, so we don't like
The less sugary options. Okay. How often are the binges, do we feel?
I would say maybe what's a real
Weekly, his reward with my son in a football game is every tackle, every touchdown, we get candy. And like my son's favorite place to go to is Walgreens or QT.
Right.
And get some candy or
With
something.
him.
Yeah, I have to pay up. I have to pay up. So.
Okay.
So it sounds like kind of treating the kids and giving something celebratory to the kids also kind of aids in that space of like, okay, I get to kind of indulge now as well. But it sounds like for at least you, Rik, it could be a space to kind of maybe scale down some of that sugar intake as we kind of reach towards different ages and just making sure we're our healthiest and best selves. Do you guys feel like we can scale back on, maybe every third or fourth game you indulge in the candy? Do you feel like that's something is that something you'd want to do though? I don't want to force a change, but is that something you feel like you want to do?
Absolutely. It's not something that I have to do. I don't have to enjoy candy. I just noticed that when it's at my disposal, I enjoy it, but I don't have to have it at all. So.
Right.
Okay. I wanna switch the heat on to Sam now. And so, Rik, be mindful of the makeup. I know we have the lashes and stuff like that on. We're okay? Okay, so Rik, I want you to go ahead and blindfold Sam. Ow, ow. Now, Rik, I want you to choose one thing that you would like Sam to work on in the relationship.
It's gonna be this one.
Okay.
Sam,
You're gonna take the blindfold off and tell us where you feel like you fall.
on the scale.
Okay, that hit a chord.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about this. So, Rik, you chose faith and spirituality. And Sam, for 5, you're kind of in that faith, but it has to be my faith. Talk to me about your faith.
I grew up a Christian. I grew up in a Christian household and the way of life and everything like that. But as I got older and I've started to create my own life, it's completely different from that. Like most of my family think I'm a devil because my kids aren't christened. I don't really believe in that. And because I don't believe in it, everyone is like against me for it. But I feel like I want to find my own faith. And it's been 2 years now?
Yeah.
We've been studying and learning about being Muslim, becoming Muslim and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm working on it, but I'm not where I need to be at.
Okay, so you grew up Christian. You don't really push or have the religious or just religious space in the family right now for the kids. Your kids curse.
Huh?
You said your kids curse?
No.
Okay. That was me. That's on me. That's my bad. I thought I heard that. Okay.
No, I said they're not christened.
They're not christened.
Yeah,
Meaning, define that for anybody who might not know what that means.
Like,
Christians, when their kids are born, they have like this big christening where they dress the babies in white and they go to church and they
Sprinkle the whole
basically baptize a child. Like, I feel like that's against my will. Yeah, I didn't even get to make that decision myself. So
Especially coming from a family where you want your kids to have that kind of creative, that freedom of expression and feeling.
Yeah.
And you guys are now looking into the Muslim religion.
Yeah.
Why so?
I stand by the beliefs. I stand by the beliefs of understanding other people, being good to people, but not being taken advantage of by people.
Okay.
It's in Christianity, it's like taught to turn the other cheek and take it and take it and take it. I don't believe in that. I don't feel like that's fair. And I don't feel like any God would want you to just take it. Like someone just destroying you over and over and over again. And that's why I feel like I like the religion of, yeah.
Why did you pick faith and spirituality for Sam to work on in the relationship?
Just over time, she's voiced it.
Okay.
Just over and over. It, not to beat a dead horse, but just to make sure I feel like that I'm in tune with what she has going on faith-based wise.
Okay.
So we could be folding clothes, doing house chores, and she'll be like, man, I really need to get into that Quran, or man, I found this mosque over here, or I really want to look into this and that. And it's like, okay, I hear you. And, I try to help her as much as I can. but I only know so much as well. I as well was raised in a Christian home, so. But it's okay to figure it out. I feel like overall we are in that stage where we don't know everything, but we want to figure it out.
Yeah. It sounds like it's a space where you're supporting her in her transition, and not that it's a, hey, I want her to work on this for me. You want her to work on that for you and for you guys. Same for the health and wellness. You know, you want it to be a space for both you two, for the family. And you know, I love that. They're both very different ends of the spectrum in terms of like where they fall. But health and wellness, faith and spirituality, and having a strong foundation for both of those makes a stronger family. You guys have a strong foundation, but having those values and having that kind of foundation will ultimately aid in strengthening the relationship, strengthening the family, and getting a gist on the health and wellness as well. Same thing. I have something that I want you guys to work on. I'm going to choose, I want you guys to close your eyes now. Okay, you guys can, not yet, I wasn't ready. All right, I want you guys to open your eyes, and I want you guys to both tell me where you fall on the scale.
I feel like I'm right about an 8.
Okay.
I would probably say a 6.
6.
Yeah.
So I chose emotional support for the couple. Sam, for emotional support, says she's more towards 8, leaning closer to that I handle everything by myself. A little bit, not all the way there, but kind of in that realm. And then Rik being in that 6 space of I can handle things alone, but you'll talk to your partner.
I thought it was the other way around.
Okay. Okay, let's go back.
Okay, so maybe I'm a 2 or 3 in there. I thought it was the other way around.
Okay. So you're a 2. So you deeply depend, and you have a close emotional connection or an emotional supportive relationship, it sounds like, with Rik.
Yes.
And it sounds like, Rik, on your end, you're in that space of you can handle things by yourself, but you will talk to your partner.
Absolutely.
You guys sound like you fall very much in line in the compatibility space for emotional support. And I always love to check in with couples to make sure nobody's feeling like they're handling things by themselves, or that, you know, they're leaning on someone too much without having a sense of independence. But it sounds like there's I use the word balance a lot, I'm a Libra, but it sounds like you guys have a good balance and a healthy emotional support.
Right. Yeah.
Well, ultimately, it sounds like my top goals for you guys would be to implement that use of the 6-hour individual couple time, that king and queen, you know, members of the Jackson Hive, personal car date time. And we said we could commit to that 6 hours a week. It sounds like we have the goal of pulling back some of the sugar rewards for Rik as the kids win the game, just so we're working towards a healthy lifestyle and making sure that we're not getting into any health issues, you know, which is ultimately one of Sam's biggest fears, because she wants you around. And it sounds like that's a place of love and support and not judgment. It sounds like it's a place of just love and concern. And you wanting, you know, Sam, or wanting to support Sam in that space of faith and spirituality, so you guys kind of get back to that foundation of, you know, religion, and however you want to utilize it in your relationship. So those are my key goals. You guys feel like those are good goals that you could work on in this relationship?
No
I
doubt.
feel like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys feel like this is a good Aubrey's Love Lab session?
Man, look, I enjoyed it. I had a blast.
No, perfect. Well, thank you guys so much. And, you know, it's a space of, you know, everybody in relationships are always evolving. We're always changing and wanting to be better, you know, where you guys are now. If you guys set these goals of wanting to make the couple time, make the health changes, make those, you know, spirituality changes, in a year or 6 months, you know, you're going to be in different spaces. So as long as you guys can commit to those changes, ultimately it will make towards the relationship that will just continue evolving and being as healthy as you guys seem right now, but like even more.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll catch you next time on Aubrey's Love Lab.
Love the journey. Let's break it
Thank you,
down.
and we're gonna cut.
Hot
You
to hot,
guys.
we'll turn it around.
You wanna feel, and
Is it recording?
Recording, work it.
Oh, babe, throw me the pillow. Keep recording, keep recording.
Wanna do a slow-mo pillow throw?
Mm-hmm.